Donald Trump has told us in the last few days that he was never a big fan of Jeff Epstein and that, I really only knew him in the context of we lived in the same area for part of the year. But NBC News managed to find footage in their archives from November 1992 for what was the show? Faith Daniels' talk show, A Closer Look. They wanted to get a closer look at Donald Trump and his Playboy lifestyle following his divorce. And wouldn't you know it, at this party Donald Trump was throwing at Mar-a-Lago with the Buffalo Bills cheerleaders. Guess who walks through that door? Jeffrey Epstein. And guess who Donald Trump did not distance himself from? Jeffrey Epstein. Here's the video featured this morning on Morning Joe from NBC News from 1992. Take a look at Donald Trump and his best buddy, Jeffrey Epstein.
But in the 90s, Mar-a-Lago was Trump's South Florida party palace, one frequented by Jeffrey Epstein, who is facing charges for sex trafficking. He has pleaded not guilty. The president says his relationship with Epstein was no different than anyone else in their elite circle.
Well, I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years. I wasn't a fan.
Yet, a tape in the NBC archives of a Mar-a-Lago party shows Trump giving Epstein his personal attention. The footage, shot in November of 1992, before Trump opened the resort as a club, shows the future president surrounded by cheerleaders for the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins, capturing Trump's fun-loving bachelor lifestyle for an appearance on Faith Daniels' NBC talk show.
We're going to get great ratings in your show.
Trump is surrounded by women as music blares in the background. After a while, Trump goes to greet three new guests, among them the financier Jeffrey Epstein.
Come on in. Go inside.
More than a decade before his guilty plea on state prostitution charges. Later in the footage, Trump is seen talking to Epstein and another man as women are dancing in front of them. Trump alternates between dancing and pointing out women to Epstein and the other man and telling Epstein about the cameras. Though exactly what they say is difficult to understand as they discuss the women and their appearances, Trump gestures to one and appears to say to Epstein, "Look at her back there. She's hot." And then Trump says something else into Epstein's ear that makes him double over with laughter. But as the president says now, he never liked Epstein.
All right, so let's get it out of the way here with the elephant in the room. Obviously, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were very friendly with one another. And at some point, as they pointed out in the video, Donald Trump says something so hilarious in Epstein's ear that he just doubles over with laughter because, objectifying women is so much fun, isn't it? Because that also happened right after Donald Trump was pointing out, like, oh, look at her, she's super cute. So here's the thing. Maybe this helps explain why Donald Trump has been in such a pissy mood for the last few days. Why he keeps doubling down on his horrific comments that are actually gaining him with Republicans, but losing him with the majority of the electorate. So it's a losing strategy, but it's a phenomenal distraction because Donald Trump doesn't want us to know just how close he was with this billionaire who is now being accused of human trafficking. And that's what he's doing very well. Bill Clinton, who is obviously very connected to Jeff Epstein, really only made the one statement. He came out and said, "No, I only rode in this jet 4 times, not 26 times. Okay, goodbye. I'm not going to say anything else. Goodbye." That was the smart move. It doesn't save you, and we sure as hell don't believe you, Bill. But that was the smart thing. But Trump thinks he can keep distracting the public so that we don't pay attention to his connection to this disgusting human being, Jeff Epstein. But let me put it this way for a moment. Take that video clip and remove all of the shots of Epstein from it. And what do you have? You have a video that still, even just 10 years ago, would have been the end of anyone's political career. Donald Trump is seen caressing these young professional cheerleaders. And if that's not bad enough, his dance moves alone should be disqualifying for office. That's creepy as hell, and that's an image I'm not going to be able to get out of my head ever. But the bottom line, the real serious truth here is that Donald Trump cannot separate himself from Jeff Epstein. The two partied together, they liked each other, they were good friends, and as Donald Trump once said, Epstein loves women almost as much as I do, and he tends to like them on the younger side. These two were thick as thieves, and I have a feeling we're going to find out even more about their connection as this trial moves forward. Thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.